Good morning. And welcome to this Blessing of the Animals service. Our opening hymn, O Brother Sun, is a beautiful expression of the ways that we are interconnected with the natural world, including all of our animal friends. Please rise in body and or spirit. Join me in singing hymn number 1066 in the Teal hymnal, O Brother Sun. It's far in the back. Oh, brother sun, you bring us sight, all shining round in fiery might. Oh, sister moon, you heal and bless, your beauty shines in tenderness. Oh, brother wind, you sweep the hills, your mighty breath both freshens and fills. Oh, sister water, you winds and flow through rivers and streams in ice and snow. Oh, brother fire, you warm our night with all your dancing colored light. Oh, sister earth, you feed all things and birds, all creatures, all scales and wings. Oh, sister death, you meet us here and take us to our God so near. Oh, God of life, we give you praise for all your creatures, for all your ways. Yeah, thank you. My dog and I do not speak the same language, yet every day she tells me, I trust you to know when I need to go for a walk. I will let you hold me when you need to. I will ask you for love when I need it. On the days that you are sick, I will lie beside you. I will look for you in rooms when you are not here, and I will greet you with so much joy when you come home. I will guard you when you sleep. I will wag my tail and let you know that everything will be okay on your bad days. And I know that you will do the same on mine. And from this, I learn that my dog and I actually do speak the same language. After all, the universe is a kindly, ancient thing. It gave love as a mother tongue to every being. Welcome to the Holston Valley Unitarian Universalist Church. I am the Reverend Tiffany Sapp, and my pronouns are she and her. I am the minister of this church, and I am so glad that we are together in this place today. Today, we celebrate all the animals that make our lives better. Whether it's a pet that is still with us, or a pet that we've lost and are grieving, or the wild animals that make our time outdoors so interesting, today is a day to bless the animals and remember that they are a blessing to us. We begin with the chalice lighting in honor of our many animal friends and companions.
We light this chalice in honor of the animal realm, furred and hoofed, two-legged, four-legged, many-legged, fanged and clawed, gentle and fierce, wild and tame. May we remember that all animals are our relatives, worthy of our care and respect. Good morning, I'm Tom Burns, your service leader here at Holston Valley Unitarian Universalist Church. We welcome you, old friends and new, young and old, online and in person. You're an essential part of our gathering today. Whether this is your first or your 1000th Sunday with us, we are stronger because of your presence. We are one people of many beliefs, many origins, sexualities, and genders. We are all growing, all learning, all loved. Just as you are welcome here. Please silence your cell phones and observe the perfume-free zone over there. Make sure to look for people's wristbands so that you can respect their distancing needs. And please wear masks. We're at medium risk now, so we can now eat and drink indoors. For Sunday services, where we have so many people in this space, we stay masked even at medium risk. Today's Time for All Ages story is a wisdom story from China, and Katie's going to come up and help us with it.
I'm good.
Long ago, in a dense forest, there lived a fierce tiger who had a ferocious appetite. She devoured many animals each and every day, and all the small creatures trembled, fearing that they would become her next victim. One day, the tiger was especially hungry, but had found no prey all morning. Suddenly, her luck changed. She caught sight of a fox strolling beneath the trees. Silently stalking the fox from tree to tree, she easily caught her prey with a single swoop of her paw. She opened her mouth to stuff the fox in.
Hey, excuse me! Who dares touch me? What makes you believe that you are in charge of the forest? Don't you know that I am the one sent by heaven itself to take charge of all the animals? I was appointed the king. I rule all the creatures in this forest, including you. You will die a terrible death immediately if you harm a single hair on my head. Let me alone.
How can that be? I am king of the beasts, and all of them are afraid of me. How could you receive heaven's mandate to rule us all?
What's the matter with you? You don't believe me? Well, just walk behind me for a while. You will find what all the beasts scatter in fright when they see me. Watch them run and hide.
Afraid of making a dangerous enemy, the tiger thought it might just be a good idea to see whether the fox was right. She put the fox down and watched carefully. The fox stepped in front of the tiger and swaggered away, pretending to make a show of her strength. The tiger followed closely behind. Soon they happened upon a flock of quail, which dispersed in an explosion of shrieks and feathers when they caught sight of the large tiger trailing the fox. The fox turned and smiled broadly at the tiger.
See? See how they fear me?
Next, they came upon a wild boar, distracted by the chore of digging for roots with his tusks. Startled by their presence when he happened to look up, the boar squealed and fled in terror at the sight of a large tiger standing right beside him.
That's right! Go ahead and run, you coward! I'll let you go this time.
Again and again, every creature ran for their lives when they saw the fox and the tiger.
Do you see now that heaven sent me to be in charge?
I would not have believed it if I had not seen it with my own eyes. The animals of the forest were truly terrified when they saw you.
With the fox standing in front of the tiger the entire time, the tiger believed the fox's lie. Thus, the cunning fox won her freedom from the powerful tiger.
Some animals are cunning and some are strong. Some are tiny and some are long. And even though that fox is a liar, we're glad all the creatures have a place in the choir.
Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. Dogs and the cats, they take up the middle while the hummingbird hums and the cricket fiddles and the donkey brays and the pony days and the old coyote howls. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. Listen to the top where the little bird sings, where the melodies and the high notes ringing. The hoot owl hollers over everything, and the jaybird disagrees. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. Nighttime singing in the day. The little dove quacks and he's on his way. The possum ain't got much to say, and the porcupine talks to herself. Well, all God's critters. I said all God's critters. Hey, all God's critters. Well, all God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. It's a simple song, a living song everywhere, by the ox and the fox and the grizzly bear, the grumpy alligator and the hawk above, the sly raccoon and the turtle dove. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got. Everybody now. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now.
With gratitude for our place in this community, our place in this choir, and in the world, we bring our joys and our sorrows to this community. If you'd like to share a joy or sorrow in person, you can use these candle cards, which are located right over there. And if you'd like to share a joy or a concern from a distance, you can email minister@hvuuc.org. I know a lot of us are thinking about the people in Florida and in Puerto Rico who have been affected by Hurricane Ian. So let's keep them in our thoughts. And I know that for me, it's a great joy to think about our animal friends today. And I could list joy after joy after joy about the animals in my life, but that will probably come later. If you want a candle to be lit for yourself or a loved one or a situation close to your heart, I will invite you to make that request by standing or by raising your hand when loving kindness plays, which will happen in just a moment. Then I will acknowledge each of you with the motion of my hand, and you can sit down or lower your hand after I acknowledge you. And we light our first candle, as always, for you who are not in the building, but are ever in our hearts and minds.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be whole. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be well. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be whole.
And we light a final candle for all that remains unspoken in our hearts and our minds.
Our reading comes from Braiding Sweetgrass, Indigenous Wisdom, Scientific Knowledge, and the Teachings of Plants. In this book, Robin Wall Kimmerer weaves the native wisdom of her childhood with the scientific education she received as an adult. As a botanist, much of her work has to do with humanity's reciprocal relationship with plants. But what she offers can also apply to how we relate to our animal friends as well. In the Western tradition, there is a recognized hierarchy of beings, with, of course, the human being on top, the pinnacle of evolution, the darling of creation, and the plants at the bottom. But in native ways of knowing, human people are often referred to as the younger brothers of creation. We say that humans have the least experience with how to live and thus the most to learn. We must look to our teachers among the other species for guidance. Their wisdom is apparent in the way that they live. They teach us by example. They've been on the earth far longer than we have been and have had time to figure things out.
We have so much to learn. I love this idea that the plants and animals of this world are our teachers, and that we have the most to learn from them, that we humans are the younger siblings on this planet that we share. What do we learn from our animal friends? Well, from our dogs, we learn how to love unconditionally and how to bond with our pack. They encourage us to simplify our outlook and stop complicating our lives. Is there something we want to roll in? Go for it. something unpleasant, mark it and walk away. Enthusiastic play, loyalty, the blessings of family, these things and more we learn from our great teachers, the dogs. From our cats, we learn a very different lesson. We learn the blessings of autonomy and boundaries. You can't so much claim love from a cat as much as you wait for them to regally bestow it upon you. That's when they're not showing their spastic goblin side, though, which they definitely have. Cats can really be a study in contrast that way. I've also heard that they don't meow for each other, only for us, and that their purrs both reduce their stress and reduce ours. Independence, self-assuredness, and that they secretly like us more than they let on. These things and more we learn from our great teachers, the cats. From our small, burrowing critter companions, we learn about productivity and the power of tiny. Hamsters, rats, mice, gerbils, guinea pigs, rabbits, chinchillas, and more. Anyone that underestimates these fluffy balls of fierceness will probably feel teeth on their fingers. Engaging with our surroundings, being small and mighty, these things and more we learn from our great teachers, the small, burrowing creatures. From our reptile companions, we learn stillness and waiting. Snakes, turtles, tortoises, and lizards, they don't work the same way we mammals do. Give them a warm place to bask and a full tummy, and they'll just happily sit and watch the world go by. These reptile friends might be the wisest of all. Resting in stillness, prizing their personal space, these things and more we learn from our great teachers, the reptiles. From our feathered friends, we learn all about beauty and song. Beautiful birds of many colors moving to and from a bird feeder, singing, trilling, chirping, and barking all along. A wonder to behold in their quickness and their feistiness. Or bird friends that live at home with you, loudly making sure you give them the attention that they deserve, with all of their big and loud attitude. Being seen, being heard, these things and more we learn from our great teachers, the birds. From fish, we learn the wonder of variety. Some super high maintenance, some very low maintenance. Those are the ones that stay alive at my house. But the beauty of slowing down and watching your fish friends, realizing how much is going on in there if you stop and pay attention, noticing subtle details, going with the flow. These are the things we learn from our great teachers, the fish. From our farm animal friends, we learn how our lives are indebted to the natural world. Horses, cows, goats, pigs, sheep, chickens, and more, we see reciprocity at its best when we care for each other. Seeing beyond utility into relationship. These things and more we learn from our great teachers, the farm animals. And from the wild animals, we learn that life is often just not about us. We cannot force the serendipity of spotting a deer, a rabbit, a turkey, or a bear, but when we receive it, we can receive it with awe as a blessing when it happens. Today, for me, it was wild turkeys pecking in someone's front yard when I was on the way to the church. learning to love our environment and live as a part of it. These things and more we learn from our great teachers, the wild animals. In Braiding Sweetgrass, Robin Wall Kimmerer reminds us that every relationship is reciprocal, which is why on this day, when we're blessing the animals, I can't stop reflecting on how they have blessed us and what they have taught us. In truth, a treat and a word of thanks are just a token for the blessings and love that they have brought into our lives. I want to share some pets that have come from the people at home. This is Zoe, and that is the sweetest face I've ever seen. These are, Lower? Perfect. All right, I'll try to hold them all right there. All right, and these will be up here later if you want to see them. This is a Yogi. So cute. Yogi's carrying a blanket around. This is Baloo, the only dog I've ever met named after a Universalist theologian. This is Bruno. And knowing the young people who love Bruno, I'm betting we don't talk about Bruno. And this is Noor and Midnight because we definitely love our void kitties. I hope that you all got a chance to share a little bit something about what are probably some of the most important people in our lives, which is our animals. So we have at this table treats for your beloved friends. And so we are going to put all of our love, all of our appreciation into these treats and tokens so that you can then share them with your animal friends when you get home. I've got Ziploc baggies up here. And after the service, just come get what you need for your friends. And if you're watching at home and are unable to be here with us, know that I am saving some extra treats for your friends at home that I will bring with me next time I come visit you. So, we have treats for the pups and treats for the kitties. For the small burrowing animals, and these seed clusters for the birds would probably do just as well being put out if you're an outdoor bird watcher. The snakes, the reptiles, the fish were a little trickier. I was not going to have frozen rats sitting here. And I'm sure we all appreciate that. So instead, I've got some shiny black rocks that should be safe for your terrarium or your aquarium if you want to put a blessed rock in with your fish or your reptile. So as I say these words of blessing and gratitude, think of your animal friends. Imagine your love for them going into this table of gifts. For the blessing of our animal companions, we give thanks. For the beautiful ones, whose fur is silky and whose tails are long, whose feathers are brilliant or voices are splendid, we give thanks. For the frantic ones, the runts and the hungry who run for the food bowl or a pat as if it is this life's last possible gift, we give thanks. For the obnoxious ones that headbutt us when we're trying to sleep, and those bodies that refuse to learn discretion as they make digestive gifts, we give thanks. For those who bark and purr and growl and mew, for all who squeak and squawk and snarl and hiss, we give thanks. For the animals unknown to us, those whose niche in the life's web is fragile, whose lives are insecure, for all who care for them, advocate for them, and wish them well, we give thanks. Blessed are the animals. Blessed are the creatures who live with us and need our care. Blessed are the mammals and the reptiles and the birds who teach us we are not alone. Blessed are all living things from whom we learn to love.
Let's extinguish our chalice. I have studied many philosophers and many cats. The wisdom of cats is infinitely superior. We thank you for being with us today. We hope that you're giving some thoughts to how you want to be part of this community that works together. One of the best ways to get involved is if you see someone doing something that you're interested in, ask them how they ended up with that job and see how you can help. There are a few specific areas we could use some extra hands with. We're looking for volunteers to help with our service auction, the biggest fundraiser of our year. You can email stewardship@hvuuc.org if you want to help them. We're looking for backup childcare volunteers to be on call in case our paid childcare people get sick. You can email childcare@hvuuc.org to help out with that. And we're looking for a few more religious education teachers to help with the combined middle and high school class or the K through 5 class that does stories and maker spaces. When we have enough religious education volunteers, you will only end up having to commit to once a month. Email dre@hvuuc.org to talk with our Director of Religious Education about those opportunities. You can learn more about the many opportunities for fellowship, justice work, and working together by visiting our website, hvuuc.org, and checking out our news and events sections, or by getting a paper copy of our newsletter, which you can find on the greeter table.
Thank you for being with us today. I hope that you'll stay for coffee hour. And I hope that you'll be back here at 4 p.m. today to celebrate my installation and our shared ministry here. Y'all, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I hear there's going to be some really good music. I hear there's going to be some really good food. So I hope you all can make it back at 4. Oh, and we're totally going to have childcare for that. Women's night is going to be this Friday night. And if anyone is interested in that, they can talk to Denise. Denise? Oh, there's Denise behind the big light. Yep, so there's Denise. And so it's kind of hard to know what to say for a benediction when the whole point is that our animals have blessed us and that we have already blessed them in return. So what other blessing can I add to that? So here's what I'm going to say. May your bird feeder overflow and need to be refilled quickly. May your cat find the sweetest of sunbeams and never feel prickly. May your mixed animal homes always get along, and may that hamster wheel turning play you a sweet, sweet song. May critters crossing the road stay away from your car, and may you be the person that your dog thinks you are. Our closing hymn for the month of October is hymn number 6, Just As Long As I Have Breath. This is also when we will pass the offering plate. The contributions that you make during the offering supports the ways that we build community here together, and it's also how we help the people beyond these walls. If you're making a pledge payment, please mark it as such, and thank you so much for your contributions. So, please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn number 6, Just as Long as I Have Breath.
Just as long as I have breath, I must answer yes to life. Though with pain I made my way, still with hope I meet each day. If they ask what I did well, tell them I said yes to life. Just as long as vision lasts, I must answer yes to truth. In my dreams and in my dark, still a elusive spark. If they ask what I did well, tell them I said yes to truth. Just as long as my heart beats, I must answer yes to love. Disappointment pierced me through, still I kept on loving you. If they ask what I did best, tell them I said yes to love. Woo-woo! Yay, church!